From Columbus, Ohio, it's Motown Downtown. Today's guest, Regular Pat. My name is Tyson Brewer, and here's your host, Mo Chocolate.
Come on down to Motown Downtown.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Motown Downtown, where we are here to make sure that you have a wonderful time and the greatest time. That's right. So, with that being said, let's welcome today's very special guest, shall we? Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another award-winning content creator in the house tonight. A man whose personality is as colorful as the hat he wears. He is the winner of News and Podcasts at Reconnect, and he is here to bring that award-winning personality for our viewing pleasure. So please welcome the man, the myth, the legend himself, Regular Pat! What's up, Pat?
Wow. Mo, thank you so much. I gotta say, that is more energy in that intro than I've had in probably the last 6 years doing this. So that was amazing. What an introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, everyone on the show gets their own personal introduction. So thank you very much for that. But what's up, Pat? How's it going, man? I haven't seen you since July. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's that was the first and last time we had met. It was back at Reconnect. I think we were sitting a couple seats away from each other at the MDAs. And then it was the chaos of the award show and everything after that, and I catch my flight. So it was a whirlwind, but it's good to catch back up with you, dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I just thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here to Motown Downtown. Thank you, man. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, so my first question is, for anyone watching who has no idea who you are, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Regular Pat. I do KH content, Kingdom Hearts content on YouTube. Long form stuff usually. I like to, really deep dive into some of the more niche aspects of the series. A lot of rankings and video essays, stuff like that. I also stream on Twitch. That's my main deal. If you like, yapping about KH, I'm your guy.
I love that. That's why you're on your. We love people who yap about KH.
Yes,
We're all
right.
yappers in
That's
this
right.
house. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So my first question is tell me about your early days as a gamer. Were you team PlayStation, Sega, or Nintendo? And what were some of your favorite games growing up?
Sure, yeah. My first ever console was a PlayStation 1. My first game was Pac-Man World,
Nice.
which was like a kind of like 2.5D-ish platformer. They just recently got a remake a couple years ago. They're doing a remake for the second game. Excited for that. It's coming out next month or so, I think. So I was mostly a PlayStation kid very early on. And then I got into I got like a Game Boy. I got a GameCube, Game Boy Advance. Those are like my early Nintendo consoles.
Yeah.
But I've basically always been like Sony, Nintendo. I never really delved into like the Xbox stuff, and the Sega stuff is kind of already out of print by the time I was picking up controllers. So
Yeah, that's why we get along so well. We're both Sony and Nintendo Jones, basically.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what were some of your favorite games growing up?
Yeah, I loved like any kind of platformer collectathon type things. I love Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, hell
Um,
yeah.
The old Rayman games, I love those. Ape Escapes, the original Ape Escape 1, 2, and 3, loved those. Obviously Kingdom Hearts, like that was one of my first
Woohoo!
PS2 games. So like KH1, favorite game of all time. Loved it back then, still love it 23 years later now, 22, whatever we're on. Yeah, that's anything where like I'm jumping around on stuff. Mario Sunshine, my favorite Mario game.
Nice.
So anything of that like GameCube, PS2, PS1 era where I'm collecting stuff and platforming. Like that's all my jam.
I love that. And to our new friend, Yo Dizzle64, no problem, my
Yo
friend.
Dizzle.
We'll catch you next time. Thank you for the follow, by the
Yeah.
way. We got 3 new followers. Yes, thank you all for
Hell
the
yeah.
follows. Thank you all so much. Welcome to Motown Downtown. So yeah, so what I want to know now is like, what inspired you to to become a content creator? What was the big, what inspired you? What was the big deciding factor to post on YouTube or TikTok or Twitch? Like, what was the, I want to know the origin of what made you decide to post your first video online.
So there's really like 2 origins here, because there's like the pre-regular Pat era when I was in like middle school, because like it's weird to think about that, I'm almost 30. I'm 28. I'm turned 29 in October. But like I was a kid and I wanted to, like, as a job, like do YouTube. And it's crazy to think that that's like a thing that you could have like had thoughts about all those years ago, and it could be realized now. But I had like a personal YouTube back in like 2008, and I would just kind of do like skits and like vlog type stuff, and like sometimes I'd point a camera at a TV and it was just like the worst, shittiest quality stuff. But I would, talk over it and do voices with my friends. And I guess like back then I was really into like that OG sort of school of YouTube people, like Smosh and them, and I'm trying to think of like other old heads, but like people of that like 2006 to 8 era. I just wanted to like kind of do stuff like that. Bo Burnham was another huge one. I don't have the talent that he has in like a pinky toe, but like I loved that guy and I wanted to do anything similar to what he was doing. But then like by the time I got to high school, that kind of died down. I didn't really do much online until it was really KH3 releasing in 2019.
Nice.
That was my senior year of college, and I was not like super engaged with the KH community. Like I was kind of watching it from afar, and just sort of like, getting the gauge of how everyone felt about the game and the series. I just felt like a lot of the discourse about KH3 in particular was like very, I wouldn't even say toxic, but just like very heavy-handed in one direction that I thought was like undeserved. So that made me really want to like get in there and, give my piece on stuff and give my opinions. I feel like KH1 also never got the love that it deserved, so I really wanted to sub for KH1, my favorite game. And so, yeah, I started the channel a couple months after graduating college in August of 2019.
Nice.
So that was sort of the impetus for that, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I have a lot of questions for KH3. We will definitely get to that. So now I want to know, this is my favorite question to ask everyone that comes on board. What is the story behind your online username? Every single content creator has a unique story behind that why they went with this username. So what's the origins of the nickname Regular Pat?
So the Pat part I would attribute to my parents. That's the easy part. They just named me that one. Regular, it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, because I feel like so many people, and this is not like a dig at them, but so many people go with like super this or ultra or mega. Like they always like aggrandize, which is like, yeah, you should. Like you want people to, be excited about your brand and your name. But I was like, I'm going to take a more measured approach to this, I think, and just go for, I was like, I remember, like, should I be subpar Pat? Because that's like my Twitter handle, subpar Patsby. But I was like, maybe mediocre, but that's a little too like self-digging. So I'm just going to be like, hey, I'm a regular guy, regular Pat. I wish my upload schedule was as regular as the name, but that's, it reflects like my standing. Like I'm no better or worse than anybody else, just regular. So that's
I like
that's
that. I like that. Well, now y'all, if anyone ever wants to know the origin of Regular Pat, just watch this video and you got all the information. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't think anyone's ever really asked me that. So that's breaking. That's an exclusive for
Motown Downtown exclusive. Let's fucking go, chat.
That's right.
We love that. We love you. Love to see it. So tell me about, like, what was your first viral moment that you either as a video or maybe even a tweet or whatever, but what is the first type of content that you released onto the internets and it went viral, like your very first big video or something?
That would have to be my video where I ranked the KH1 bosses. That was, I think it was Christmas of 2020. I had started YouTube, like I said, the year prior in the summer, and I was really just grinding away at it on the side as I was like trying to figure out what I was doing post college. So I was just like, uploading. They weren't getting a ton of traction. Like I think when that video hit, like when I posted that video, I was probably under 500-600 subs. And that one, like, it was literally like an overnight thing. Like it just
Wow.
blew up overnight, and I just, I was so elated, and just I would see the numbers, creep up and up. And that one, I still hear today, like, oh, that was the first, that was the video that brought me to your stream or your channel. Like people tell me about, like, oh, it's the KH1 boss ranking.
Amazing.
So, and I'm glad it was about my favorite game. Like I'm glad that's how people discovered me for the most part, and got into my stuff, because
That
I
feels
put a
so
lot
good.
of passion into that one. Yeah, it was so gratifying. Absolutely.
That's amazing, man, because it feels so good when a game you love that and a video you put so much work into blows up, because
Yeah.
you know the stereotype. The one video you spend hours, weeks, months editing goes nowhere, but a shitty
Right.
little 10-second video you post goes viral. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I
So
mean,
that must feel good.
yeah, and I remember for a while my most popular video, like, it overtook that KH1 one, and it was this ship post of
Mm.
Sephiroth in KH1, where like I have Sora like go like enter the match, and then Sephiroth hits me like frame one, and so I go to quit the match, and after I hit quit, Sephiroth like teabags, like he does like bad manners, like he's in Smash Bros. So that was like my biggest video for a while. Thankfully, it's not like
Hilarious.
the thing now, but yeah, that can happen. Like something that you don't spend a lot of time or thought, it blows up, and you're like, damn, I wish the passion projects would get that momentum.
Was the video titled "One Wing Teabag"? Pretty much.
I should have. Well, I didn't want to give it away. I didn't want to say the title. Like I wanted people to be enticed. So I think
Gotcha,
it was called
gotcha.
like "Did Sephiroth just ... I let people draw their own
I like
conclusions
that.
on that.
I like
Yeah.
that, man. So now I want to ask about your community that you built from the
Sure.
ground up, that are watching us right now and stuff. What are your thoughts on your community, and like, do you have any shout outs you would like to give?
Whew. So many. I mean, I am so lucky and thankful to have the community that I have, because I feel like it's so easy for this kind of thing to be like a runaway train, and to like lose your grip on like the kind of audience that you've cultivated. Um, but the people that, like in my community and my Discord, that are on my Twitch, and even in my YouTube comments, which I feel like YouTube comments are like, prime spot for being like a cesspool. People are so kind and emotionally intelligent, and generous, especially. I mean, I launched that Patreon maybe 2 months after I had that KH1 video blow up, and like people were just so like such an outpour of support. And I literally could not do what I do without those folks. So I mean, and then there's so many people that like were my bridge and my gateway to the community. Like I'm not going to reconnect or being part of any online events without these people reaching out to me back in like late 2020. Keynote, David Russell, Cheney. We come from this server that David Russell has. He's a musician. Project Estati is his main project that people know him for. And he has a server, and so those people are all like creatives that like make stuff and art and videos and stuff, and they invited me to be a part.
Just now, y'all are incredible. You love to see it. So my last question in this topic is so what is the one game that gave you the best streaming experience, and the one game that gave you the worst streaming experience?
Oh, that is such a good. Like if you were to review the game and like see it's like one like out of 10 score, like you'd give it a 1 or 2, but like it makes for such good stream content, because like the characters could be absurd, or the gameplay could be a glitchy mess. It just makes for like entertaining moments. Like I feel like sometimes you play a really good game and it's like, okay, this is really good, but is it like giving me anything to jump off of in terms of like comedy or content? So like that is a tricky question. I feel like for me the worst games are like the ones where like it's maybe like a 7 out of 10 game, so it's not even like that amazing, and it's also like not even that entertaining to the audience. Like I remember I played Like I love Pikmin 1 and 2, but like they weren't really giving me that much because like there's not like a lot of character work there. There's not like a lot of like funny stuff going on. It's just like real time strategy. The amazing, gorgeous games, but like not that entertaining. In terms of like best games, this might be controversial, but they're are you familiar with the Quarry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like the Quarry. I loved Until
That's
Dawn.
fine.
I did not like the Quarry, and so that game was just like a train wreck for me. Like I could not look away, but it was so fascinatingly bad, and I've streamed it twice now, both times to like very humorous results, I would say. So like that might be like a bit of a hasty answer considering like I'd have to like really think about everything I've streamed, but that one in particular has definitely produced a lot of gold, I would say.
Can anyone in chat let me know how the stream is? I think the stream crashed for a few seconds.
I did see on the Twitch stream that it had the blue with the
Yeah.
not like this emote. It's gone now for me.
I think we're good now. Yeah, that was weird. It just stopped for a few seconds. Now what is wrong with this? Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I'm sorry. You said the Quarry was the worst. Which one was the best again?
I would say the Quarry in terms of like providing content, like bad game in my opinion, but very good for like streaming with an audience and like having rapport with the chat. Yeah.
And the best one was what again?
Well, I reversed. I would say the Quarry was good for content, bad as a game, but like maybe like Pikmin 1 or 2 was like kind of sleepy for the audience. Great game, but not good for making moments, I would say, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Is the stream catching up with what we're talking about? It seems to be looping.
Let me listen.
No, I think we're okay now. Why is it being dumb today? Twitch, stop being dumb. Why are you deciding to be dumb today? God.
I cursed it.
Pretty much that hat of yours, basically. And that's actually what I forgot to ask you. Like, what's the story behind you always wearing that hat, buddy?
Oh, which one? Could you be more specific, Mo?
The hat in your thumbnail and the hat you're wearing right now.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I got a haircut recently, if that's what you're talking about. But
I see what you're doing there. Gotcha. So we will just I'm like blinking underneath these sunglasses. So we'll just continue on to the next topic.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That topic is the one and only Smash Bros.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, let's get into it.
So you're a fan of the Smashy Bros, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Gotcha. So
Melee's my favorite.
Yeah, that was my first question. Is who was your main?
Oh, so in Melee it was Marth. That was the one that I got the most results with in high school. Melee, Marth, Captain Falcon, a little bit of Jigglypuff or Sheik. Ever since Brawl, I've been like a Zero Suit Samus main. I don't care at all about Metroid, and I resent the fact that I like playing as Zero Suit because people always assume that it's like, oh, like you're playing because she's like a hot lady, and it's like, no, like I really don't give a shit about that. I just like her moveset and her agility, but that's my go-to in the more modern Smash games.
Gotcha. Now, do you have a favorite and least favorite character revealed trailer?
Ooh, well, I mean, it's a bit,
Besides Sora, besides Sora.
Okay, yeah, because that's such a given.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this might be a weird one because I feel like a lot of people, and this was a weird one because it was kind of soft revealed because it wasn't like a huge deal, I remember, but it was actually Pac-Man for Smash 4.
Okay.
Because I mentioned earlier, like Pac-Man was my first game ever, and so he was like even above Sora. Like I wanted Pac-Man in Smash Bros. Mostly because I thought it was just more realistic. Like I didn't think they could get Sora in Smash. Like I was bewildered when that happened. But Pac-Man always felt gettable for me, and so that one I was so hyped about. It was like a red, blue, yellow theme thing where like they showed Mario and then Sonic and Mega Man, and then Pac-Man was the yellow, and it like zoomed out, and it's like, here he is. So that was really cool for me. And the least favorite, I mean, probably Byleth. Like, if you've asked everyone this question, like, how many times have you heard Byleth?
Not
like,
many.
Colin?
Usually it's
really?
Steve.
Oh, okay. Like I didn't mind that because like I really fucked with Minecraft like in high school. So
yeah, that's fine.
I wasn't like losing my mind, but I was also like, okay, like this is, it's a bit out of place, but it's kind of neat. Like
Yeah.
it's a bit of a landmark for Smash. Like I get it.
Yeah, I'm not really a Minecraft fan at all, and I woke up at like 9 o'clock in the morning for this character
Yeah.
reveal trailer.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
at first, I thought it was Sora because Mario was in darkness. I'm like, oh my god, Sora! And it was
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
fair.
chicken
Yeah.
jockey, bro. God damn it. So like, I turned my stream off and I went
Yeah.
back to bed immediately.
Fair.
But
fair,
I mean,
so
I
fair.
can acknowledge that Minecraft is fucking huge and it's
Yeah,
broke
yeah.
the internet. That's cool, but I
Right.
wasn't a fan.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt about Byleth. Like I was like, and it was especially it stung because that was the last one of that fighter pass. So I was like, I thought that was the end of it. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, what a way to end it. I just checked out of like Smash speculation for a good bit there until we found out there'd be another one, another, fighter pass.
But my second favorite is Sephiroth, because my god,
I mean,
it's god.
Nuts.
I go back and a part of me kind of likes that trailer a bit more than Sora, because it's just so action-packed. Like, I never thought Nintendo would allow Mario to be stabbed. Like, it is heavily
Yeah.
implied. But I'm like, they
Right.
allowed
Because
that?
overall-
What?
yeah, because they're always so precious and protective over stuff, especially Mario. Like there was such a period for the last 10-ish, 15 years where like Mario was like so sanitized and like can't do anything unique or edgy or weird with this character or this property. But yeah, sure, we can let Sephiroth like
Stab him,
stab him by.
We'll show Mario's
overalls.
nipples, but we will not allow him to get stabbed.
Right? Yeah. What the hell? So,
Yeah,
I get that.
I want to give a shout out to our previous guest, Nobody Daxian, because he mentioned something in the last episode that really blew my mind. I did not even notice it, but the reason why Bayonetta was going in to attack Sephiroth is because she hunts angels.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
sick. I never
bro,
thought
that's
about
so
that.
cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and because
That's
you know
so
why? Because
cool.
I haven't played Bayonetta, so like I didn't even know that like that was her shtick. So that's such a cool like 'cause Sakurai and the Smash people like they don't fuck around. Like
I love them.
They get the they cram the references in there, and they're just have such an attention to detail. So that's awesome.
So, regular Pat, where
Yeah.
were you? What was the reaction when like the greatest gaming moment of all time happened when Sora was announced for Smash Bros? Where were you? What was the reaction? Let me know.
Yeah. So I was streaming, and it was funny because I had not streamed any Smash reveal because I was pretty new to like even Twitch at that point. That was when was Sora? October of 2021,
I think
somewhere
yeah.
around there. So I was only streaming since February. So like maybe there was one or two reveals in the interim there, but I didn't like hear any buzz about Sora. Like it was really only the last one where I heard like, oh maybe. But there's a clip of me saying like 1% chance. Like there is a 1% chance at Sora. And my socks are blown off immediately once I see that fucking Mickey Mouse keychain on Kingdom Key. I was like, there is just I remember there's a gif of me going, no fucking way. So yeah, I got to share that moment with my Twitch chat, and
Me too.
I'll never forget it. I remember like being in a good mood for like 4 days after that, just based on that alone. Like I was just like on cloud nine. Like it just like I was floating. It was amazing.
I love it. Yeah, bro, that was the loudest I've ever screamed in my entire life.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, like, I took my shirt off. I was rolling on the floor. I was a mess, man. It is the greatest gaming moment of my life because I bring this up because I was part of that Sora for Smash hashtag like army on Twitter because there were so many people that were like, oh, Sora's never getting in, Disney would not allow, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yes they would, blah blah blah. We were going back and forth for years, bro. And after Sephiroth got announced, I'm like, yeah, Sora's not getting in. So it was a genuine like surprise for me when he was. And that's my next question.
I feel the same way, yeah.
Yeah, that's my next question is why do you think it was so hard for people to accept that it's possible for Sora to get into Smash Bros?
Yeah, because I felt the same way. Like I thought after Cloud, I was like, okay, like there is a gateway that like a gate has been opened for Square stuff to be in Smash. But then like once Sephiroth hit, I was like, okay, like they went to FF7. Like what are the odds that they go Kingdom Hearts at this point? Like I just feel like maybe they would think that like, oh, that's this company that is overrepresented. And like I wasn't like on Twitter like yelling at folks about it, but I also held the opinion that like Disney is also like so precious with what can and
Yeah.
can't happen with because Sora is a Disney character. Like
Yeah.
Nomura designed him, and obviously he's part of Square Enix developed the games, but Disney owns the copyright for Sora, and I just was under the assumption that they were going to be difficult to work with, and then we get that Nomura interview not too long, probably like early 2022. And he talks about how like really it was him that was a bit more protective of
the
Sora.
switcheroonie.
yeah, I was like totally gobsmacked by that. Like I just assumed that either they were too afraid to ask Disney or Disney shot it down, but it was like Nomura was very particular about how things are handled, like even down to Kirby not having an actual Keyblade, but only having like the light particle version because if there's too many lore implications.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my reason for being a doubter. I would say a naysayer, but a doubter for sure.
So yeah, though that's one of the greatest moments. And shout out to your friend Queen, who's blown away by our visuals. Thank you, friend, and thank you to everyone else again for the follows. Thank you. We love to have you on here. So my last question involving Smash Bros is regular Pat. If you could pick one character to appear, no questions asked, in the next Smash Bros game, who would it be and why?
So, damn. Because I feel like I'm going to disappoint, like, KH heads by not picking, like... Because a lot of people are like, oh, we got to get Riku or Roxas. I'm like, listen, I love both of them. I act like, as characters, I like them more than Sora. But I don't really know, like, is there enough to differentiate them? Like, surely there is. I'm sure you could come up with a moveset. But, like, I'm good with just Sora. I feel like I want other franchises to be represented. My longtime pick after Pac-Man, I really wanted Rayman. I mentioned earlier.
Oh my God! Yes.
Is he up? Yeah. So because I think it'd be so natural. Like he has such a unique design, like with the floating limbs or the plastic limbs, the floating lips and feet. And like Ubisoft works with Nintendo pretty closely. Like they did Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and they've had like a working relationship. So I was like shocked that he was an assist trophy in 4, and that he didn't end up manifesting or coming into the game in Ultimate. Because I think, I mean, maybe if they're like going to push for more Rayman games on the Ubisoft side, that could be like a good way to get some publicity for him.
Yeah.
But that would be my pick, I think, or like Spyro the Dragon. But I feel like that's a little more far fetched at this point.
Yeah, for me, I want Kratos. That is that's the last character for me. Which, honestly, I mean, I don't know how well Sony and Nintendo get along. Apparently they do because they're funding the Zelda movie for some reason, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if I feel like, besides Kratos, Crash Bandicoot. Shout out to Andy Brew, bro. Like, Crash Bandicoot is so overdue. And honestly, I want another character from a Sonic game, like Shadow or Dr. Eggman, like someone. Like, why is Sonic the only rep from his game in the game?
Yeah, I think in terms of a Nintendo crossover, like, I could totally see another Sonic character over, like, a third Final Fantasy or a second Kingdom Hearts. Like, as much as I prefer Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts as a franchise over Sonic, like, in terms of, like, the relationship that Nintendo and Sega have had for, like, the past, 15, 20 years at this point, I feel like that makes sense to, like, get a Shadow, Tails, Eggman. But yeah, I like Kratos or Crash because I feel like who is the big like PlayStation guy in Smash? Like I feel like the closest thing is Snake. He is like not even like
he's
he started
third party
there,
now,
but he's not even like So he's multi-plat.
Like
so
Cloud is third party now, but people still link him to PlayStation.
Right. Yeah.
The same with Crash, actually. Yeah. So moving away from Smash Bros. Now here's a topic that everyone watching is familiar with. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts, shall we?
All right, let's
do Kingdom of the Hearts, yes. Regular Pat, tell me your first impression of Kingdom Hearts. When you saw it for the very first time, what was going through your mind, your first thoughts?
Yeah. So it was, I would assume, the summer of 2002. Granted, I am like 5 years old, I think, at that time. And I caught the original Simple and Clean commercial, probably on Disney Channel. I remember like the room I was in, it was like, it's my mom's office now in the home that I grew up in. We had a mounted TV in the corner, and I just remember hearing this song that like unlike any song I'd ever heard. And again, granted, I had only been alive for like 5 years, so but J-pop was like something that I had never heard. So it was like this very like new, alluring sound. And I remember seeing all these Disney characters on the screen, and like again, had probably very recently seen these movies for the first time, but I remember seeing like Peter Pan, like them flying at the clock tower, and Cerberus, and Donald and Goofy, and I was just like, whatever this is, I gotta get in on this. And,
Nice.
I don't know if we got it at release. Like I feel like maybe because November of 2002 is when it released in the States. I don't really remember the first time I played it, but I feel like I definitely was playing it by that next summer with my older cousins.
Cool. I actually did not play it when it first came out. My like rebellious 13, 14-year-old Mo was like, this looks stupid. So I never bothered playing it. My brother did play it, but I would ignore it. Kingdom Hearts 2 was the first game I played. So like a lot of people have nostalgia for 1, 2 I have nostalgia with, pretty much. And so then, I finished Kingdom Hearts 2. Now I'm like, time for Kingdom Hearts 3! I'll get that by 2007, maybe? Oh, boy.
Right?
So that's actually my next question is, what was that long wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 like for you? For me, it was torture.
Yeah.
But what was it like for...
Yeah, so I played KH2 in whenever 2007 when it released in the States. I don't know, like I know because I was like reading the GameFAQs message boards a lot back then. Like that was where I went for like gaming, community and like discussion. I remember like hearing about that next trio of games that were going to drop, Coded, Birth by Sleep, and Days. And so I was like, okay, so clearly KH3 is not going to be happening like within the next 3 years if like they have this PSP game slated for 2010.
Yeah.
So like I was like, okay, I guess I have to like temper my expectations. By the time I got to like 2012, like Dream Drop Distance being in 2012 and like really being like, okay, like they pick it back up with Sora, like we're really ramping up towards something here. Not getting it within like 3 years of that, I was like, all right, this might be like a Duke Nukem Forever situation where this game is like in development hell for the next 20 years. So yeah, it was pretty brutal. I do think like the wait now between the KH4 trailer dropping and KH4 is even worse, especially considering like they canceled the mobile game.
Yeah.
Because at least back then, like you got a Dream Drop, or you got the HD remixes, you got 2.8 with the 0.2 Fragmentary Passage.
Yeah.
You had Union Cross, which I did not really partake in that much, but like at least it was happening. Like fans were eating to some extent, but nowadays it's just like it's a desert.
We got screenshots. There's
we
that.
got screenshots as like a stop bothering us. Like it's happening. So I guess there's that at least, but that's really it.
Yeah, for me it was torture, but my next question, buddy, is what was it like playing Kingdom Hearts 3 for the very first time? I mean, like popping the disc into your PlayStation and seeing the title screen. I mean, like for me, I bought the Kingdom Hearts 3 PS4 Pro. It was a nightmare to get, and like I remember like going to the GameStop midnight launch for it. People were like dressing up. They were cosplayers. There was an employee doing like a quiz for us. It was an event just getting the game. And then when I got the game and I sat down in my car, I'm just like this. I've been waiting for this game since 2006, and here it is in my. It felt so surreal. It really did. And I pop it into the PS4. The title screen pops up, and for 10 minutes, I am crying, man. I could not stop crying. I wait. When you wait 13 years for something, and it finally comes, like there is no words to describe it. But that was me. How about you? What was it like playing the game for the very first time?
So the one time I did shed a tear during KH3 was the ending, was the beach scene at the end. That was the first time it really got me. But I was very emotional. Like similarly, I'm sitting on that title screen, and I'm in my my senior year of college. Like I'm about to embark on adulthood. And I'm just like I grew up with this series. Like this was here for me like when I was in kindergarten, and how here I am about to graduate college. So I'm like, I'm sitting there listening to Dearly Beloved, watching the opening cutscene. I especially remember getting to Twilight Town, which people have qualms with. They shrunk it down from 2. But like the way that it looked and like how alive it was in that area, in the areas that they did bring over for 3, like it was just such a marvel to me. That happened again when I got to Andy's house. because that's like such an iconic like Disney set piece, and like to see
Yeah.
that brought to life. And for Toy Story was, Nomura wanted that back before KH1 was even like truly in development. Like they had the wants and desires to have Toy Story, and for that to be realized, like another series that I grew up with, like that franchise started in '95. I was born in '96. I watched Andy grow up. I watched fucking Forky and all that in 2019. So, and now like to see, actually, I think Toy Story 4 might have been right after KH3, but to see it like realized that way and to look so good too. Like I was just blown away by how beautiful it was. So yeah, it was really like Andy's house and Twilight Town were like those big moments for me. My first night playing the game.
Yeah, I played all the way up until Twilight Town, then I went to bed. But I was just in awe, man. It is such an incredible game. Unfortunately, though, Kingdom Hearts 3 split the community in half, and that's putting it that's putting it lightly, pretty much. So, like, some people hated it. Some people, like myself, I overall loved the experience. Like, I had a lot of issues. No game's perfect, but overall, I loved the entire vanilla experience. But people were like up in arms and arguing online. And now if you say I love Kingdom Hearts 3, you are gonna get tasered online pretty much. So why do you think Kingdom Hearts 3 split the community in half? Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is like a mismanagement of expectations. I don't want to say that that's like everybody's experience, because I feel like whenever I bring that up, people are like, well, I was playing all of the side games along the way, or I didn't watch any of the pre-release stuff. I do think, like, to an extent, the amount of pre-release materials that released for KH3 and the length of time that they dragged it out over, like, really hurt the initial impression of the game for a lot of people, especially like the really tapped in hardcore fans. That like, this was like, there's a video for everything Nomura says. Like people are like talking about like every single thing this man utters and every screenshot. And so like when you really like get into the nitty gritty of every single thing that this company's putting out about this game, like, yeah, if it's not like, Nirvana when you play it and it doesn't, like, you're not like ascending to the heavens, like, of course you're going to feel a little, let down by it. So, like, I think that's to an extent to blame, just how often and how much they revealed stuff. Like, there just weren't that many surprises left by the time you got to the game. Thankfully, I was, like, kind of purposefully distancing myself from a lot of, like, online discourse and trailers, because, I wanted to, like, go in fresh and get my own opinion before the game was even out. So, I think that is the main culprit. But also, like, it's a different kind of game than, the fan favorite, which is KH2, which isn't, like, I love KH2. It's my third favorite in the series. But it's just not that's not, like, a combat first kind of game, I would say, at least not until Remind. And that never bothered me, like, as kind of silly as it is, because, the combat and the gameplay is the operative part of the series, but I always just enjoyed, like, the story and the character work and the exploration of these Disney worlds, and I feel like KH3 was much more focused on, like, building these more fully realized and explorable Disney worlds than 2 did. But it was, like, a bit less, like, combat savvy compared to, like, its older brother. So I think that is also a part of, like, why it was such a division from launch. But I do think Remind fixed, a certain extent of those problems.
Oh yes, and we're getting to that next. But I think what it boils down to is people were expecting Kingdom Hearts 2, but they got Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the thing, right? Because like a lot of people like played Kingdom Hearts 2, but I guess never played the rest of the games. And, like, they keep comparing it to 2, but what they fail to realize is that when Vanilla 2 came out, not a lot of people liked it, You're playing the best version of 2, basically, now.
Right, you're playing the final mix version with, HD textures and, like, all that nice stuff. And, like I said, I remember being on GameFAQs back in the day in 2006 and 7, and people talking about KH2, and, like, it was kind of like people liked it. But it wasn't like the pinnacle of, of PS2 gaming. It was like kind of people clowned on it for like, oh, you press X and triangle to win at this game. And like, there wasn't much of a post game to talk about. And it was like, it was good, but it had its flaws. But now that it's been souped up and like got all that final mix stuff, I mean, it's definitely a better experience that way.
Oh,
When you're
yes.
comparing like the vanilla release of 2 and 3, I much preferred my experience with 3, but that's
Yes,
just me.
100%, yes. Because it was, like I said, I had issues, but overall, it was a fantastic game. But yeah, like you said earlier, buddy, Remind fixed everything.
Yeah,
Holy
lots of-
shit, like every single issue I had with Vanilla 3 was fixed in Remind. Freaking, I wanted to dual wield. We got that. I wanted
Yeah,
Oblivion and Oathkeeper. We got that. I wanted
Yep.
data battles. We got that. A secret boss. We got that. Like literally everything was and even the combat got better. The combat in Vanilla 3 was meh. I wanted the action-packed snappiness of 2, and we got that. Holy shit, the free combat update, mwah. Like, replaying the whole game from scratch felt so good. It really did.
Do you remember when, like, Dark Inferno was all we had to do?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, that was such a bummer. Like, so yeah, the data fights, Yozora, all of Limit Cut, and the secret up, like, it was, that was phenomenal stuff.
People wanted more of a challenge. Like, I will admit, I was, hold on. Hydrate.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because the Kingdom Hearts does have a lot of Souls-like players that want stupidly difficult Lance of Masters type challenge.
Yeah.
And so when people were upset that 3 did not have a critical mode when it first came out. I'm like, I'd rather not be miserable. Thank you very much. But now,
I get that.
but now it's just. I think because when I remember when the end game stuff, I was like, this should be more of a challenge. Why am I?
Yeah.
I did not die once. Like when you're fighting all the 13 members in a final boss and the Nord Court, I did not die once. I'm like, I feel like this should be more challenging. And Remind gave us that challenge. My God.
Yeah, I know I played Vanilla Cage 3 on Proud, and I definitely died a couple times in the end game, but I was also like so sleep deprived and like just obsessed with getting to the end of the game. But like I remember struggling with like underwater armored Xehanort, especially. I was just like really bad at dodging his attacks, and I was like, come on, I gotta get through this. Like the game is almost over. I gotta know what happens. So that was like my biggest roadblock for that. But yeah, I'm glad
I feel like the ending, a lot of people did not like it either.
Yeah. I mean, that's both gameplay-wise and story-wise. I feel like that was definitely contentious. For a while, I was, kind of on the fence about like how they handled Xehanort. I'm a lot happier with my perspective on that now. Because like I feel like a lot of people say like, oh, like they let him off easy and now he gets to go to heaven with his boyfriend Ericus. Like I don't really think that's the idea that they're trying to convey. Like I don't think we don't know where Xehanort and Ericus went, and like nobody forgave Xehanort. They just like didn't beat him to death fully. Like they just let him pass on peacefully with his old friend. Like whatever. Kingdom Hearts has always been a series about like forgiveness and redemption. So Sora was never going to be the kind of character to like, pull out a shotgun and end Xehanort right there on the tower.
Pretty much,
It just never was going to be that. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So, regular Pat, let me ask you this. When the fuck is Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out?
They told me, Mo, but I'm only allowed to tell like a select group of people. I mean, I have a couple of golden tickets left. I mean, you didn't invite me to this podcast, so I could let you know the release date.
But then you'd have to kill me, right?
Yeah, I would have to kill you with that shotgun that I mentioned earlier.
Pretty much, yeah. I was wondering what that thing was, what that was behind my head.
Yeah, that's my break glass in case of breaking NDA with Square Enix. No, I don't know. I mean, I did expect it to be out by now. I will say, especially when they revealed it in April 2022. I was thinking, okay, optimistically, I think 2025 is not that crazy. Now that Missing Link is canceled, I feel like a lot of resources are being shuffled around. It's tough, man. I mean, if they decide to surprise us at some upcoming,
Tokyo Game Show or something,
or like game show, maybe we could see like Q4 2026 optimistically, but I think like I think we'll have it by the end of the year 2027. I
Yeah,
really hope, dude. I mean,
I
that's
think
brutal.
I feel like they're gonna wait till after 7 Remake Part 3 comes out. I think because I
Yeah.
believe next year, I believe 2026. No, that's not it.
Hmm.
I know 2027 is the 30-year anniversary of FF7. So I
Yeah, that's
feel
true.
like
Yeah.
they could release KH4 and then remake Part 3,
Yeah.
or
It's
just
tough because, like, they don't want to step on their own advertisement, like they
yeah.
want to divert the resources to each game, like probably one at a time. Like, I feel like they don't want, because those are two massive titles that they don't want competing. So it's like, yeah, you figure that one of them's got to have some distance from the other before
Hmm.
the other one can come out. It's tough.
Well, it's on. I feel like 2026 or after 2027. But
Yeah.
when it comes to trailers for Kingdom Hearts 4, do you
Mm.
plan on watching every single one or just some? I'm gonna watch, probably not counting the teaser trailer. I'll probably watch 2, maybe 3, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom Hearts 3,
It's
bro, they spoiled
yeah.
everything. Literally
Yeah.
98% of the game they spoiled in the trailers.
Right.
Like, after
Yeah,
the
like
Dark Aqua review trailer, I stopped watching trailers, and I'm so
yeah.
glad I did.
Because especially with the anti-aqua thing, like it didn't end up even being anything in the game.
Yeah.
Like it was such a nothing. Like I don't dislike KH3, but like that that story beat I felt was like blown up to be something that it really wasn't. And like I'm so glad I didn't watch all of them because like I didn't know about Skull Ad Kylum going into KH3. They
I
showed
did.
that in a trailer. See, like, and it wouldn't have been cool to like show up and be like, "What the fuck is this all
Yeah.
about?" Because that's how I felt, and it was cool. Yeah, with 4, it's tough because being that I, make stuff about the games and like I'm not a news channel first and foremost, so like I'm not like I don't have to be like 100% on top of it, but like I occasionally like to, give my thoughts in a video or two about like what's coming up. So like I feel like I almost have to watch all the trailers, but if it were up to me, I would say like you said, I maybe watch the next, 2 or 3 and then cut myself off.
Hmm.
But it's tough given that like this is part of the the bread and butter. It's just probably gonna have to be something that I make a judgment call on like as I get there, because if I feel like the FOMO and like, oh, I'm missing out and I don't know what's going on, then I might have to jump into it. But
Hmm.
I think in a perfect world I'd like to be a little bit isolated from every single thing that they're dropping. Maybe they'll learn their lesson and only do like a couple of things, and then
Square
we won't
Enix
have
learning
to.
a lesson?
Yeah. Well, like not to spoil Final Fantasy remake trilogy, but like they dropped some crazy shit in the final FF7
Yeah.
remake
Yeah.
trailer, and like I'm glad that I didn't watch that either. I only saw that after I played the game, and I was like, I cannot believe that they showed this, like this late game, consequential thing. So I don't know. They need to do some internal evaluation
Seriously.
on what exactly
Seriously
they're
on
putting
that.
out.
So my last question involving Kingdom Hearts is, what worlds would you like to see in Kingdom Hearts 4?
Yeah, so I think my number one pick, it's kind of shuffled around over the years, but I think right now, today, I'm in an especially Coco mood. I love
Yes.
Coco. It's like my
Yes.
favorite Pixar movie of the past, 10, 15 years. I think it would work so well with the route that they're going with, like this afterlife. Like you have Donald and Goofy in the underworld in that KH4 trailer. You have Sora like metaphorically dying and going to like this other reality. I feel like there's such an easy avenue to tie that kind of stuff into a Coco world. It's almost like too good that I feel like they're not going to do it because like Disney can be weird about what they let Kingdom Hearts do. So that's up there. I think Moana would be pretty neat. I feel like there could be um, a bit of like residual energy from like the Caribbean. Like I don't know if they could do like the whole sailing angle again without making it feel stale. But I feel like that's such a massive property. There's a Nomura quote where like he said, there's so many movies that came out in the run up to KH3 that he was disappointed that they didn't have the time to get into KH3. And so I feel like if we're talking about that block of time, I think he's got to be at least considering both Moana and Coco as like things that he sort of missed the opportunity for 3. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but like I'm not mad about it. That's basically soft confirmed by the
Yes.
ATS people.
Yes.
Like I've watched a handful of Star Wars movies. Like they're cool. I feel like some people are especially like clutching their pearls about like, oh, this isn't really what Kingdom Hearts is about. Like I never really cared that if it was just like original Disney properties or shit that Disney bought. Like, as long as it like works and doesn't feel like, I don't really know how out of place it's gonna feel. Like, Star Wars is like about light versus darkness. Like, people who wield special weapons. Talking animal companions. Like, they both got the same stuff. Like, it's all baked in. Like BBS, Terra and Xehanort. Like, that's very much, to my understanding, a Anakin and the Emperor kind of plot line. So,
Nomura's a big Star Wars fan.
Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Xemnas has a lightsaber for a weapon, basically.
Yeah. So like, I think all the ingredients are there to make a perfectly acceptable KH world. So I say go for it. Like, I'm all about it. Like, take us on whatever ride you want to take us, Nomura. I believe in him.
Yes.
He hasn't done me wrong so far.
My number one pick, and that's what Coco and Treasure Planet are the two movies everybody wants to see. I want Treasure Planet so badly, man. It would fit so perfectly. And honestly, I would love to see some Avengers characters in the game. Maybe Thanos, maybe Iron Man, maybe Spider-Man. God, like imagine a trailer where it's a Star Wars world, and like the very end is revealed to be Darth Vader that you'll be fighting. Like, that would break the internet.
Yeah.
And hi, Heather. Thanks for coming by, Heather. Yeah, it's that would break the internet for real, but that's what I want in the game.
I think there is so much potential for that quadratum environment. I do think Disney has veered away a bit from like letting the properties intermingle too much. I feel like back in KH1, like, you had stuff like Traverse Town, and it was like, okay, you have the Dalmatians live over here, and then Pinocchio and Geppetto move in. There's also Final Fantasy characters running around, and you still have that to an extent in 2 and 3 with like Merlin being a part of the FF crew. You got Remy at the Bistro, but I feel like they're like a little concerned about like letting properties intermingle. But I think like Quadratum, like, it's this big city. You can pull like you said, like the Avengers are based in this New York environment. You could have like stuff from other like city-based movies like Soul. I love Soul. I think that would be such a good property to integrate because it's again concerned with like the afterlife and stuff. I feel like KH4 is really concerned with this topic of death and rebirth. So like there is so much potential there, and I like, again, it's almost too good and too perfect for them to really pursue it that deeply, but I think it would be just such a layup.
I can't wait what they have in store for that. So moving away from one Kingdom Hearts topic to a in-person Kingdom Hearts topic, let's talk about Reconnect.
Yeah, dude.
The reconnecting has begun. So, regular Pat, tell us, like, was Reconnect from like the last month? Was that your first one? If so,
it was.
Overall, how was it? What was it like for you?
Yeah, that was my first, and I definitely had FOMO for the first two because each time it happened, like, more and more of my friends and people from my community were going to these things, and I was like, man, I gotta get to one of these. When they announced that it was going to be in Denver, I was like, man, Denver would be cool to check out. So yeah, I got the ticket with my fiance. I had PJ, my co-host for the podcast, on the call at the same time. We all bought our plane tickets and our hotel reservations together. I had such a good time, dude. Like, it was like
so good.
I saw footage and pictures from the first two, and I was like, okay, it's probably cool, but like, probably by the end of like day 2, I'll be like ready to go. I did not want to leave. Like, I was so mad that I didn't book like an extra day or 2 at the hotel. So I cannot wait for the next one. I will be there. Like, I will be buying tickets day 1 this time. I really waited to get mine this time.
Oh yeah, that's why we were all excited when they announced it, because we were like, everyone had so much fun at the 2023 version. Now we are like, we would love. Oh, there's another one. Sign us up.
Yep.
I was beyond. I did not go to KH20, but I did go to Reconnect 2023, and that was incredible. But without a doubt, this one was so much better. It really was. And it's so crazy how it's your first Reconnect, and you won an award. You won news and podcast. Can we see your award, please?
So the thing about having a podcast with a co-host is that he might take the award home with them. So I don't have the physical award.
Gotcha.
I actually did win an award at KH20. I wasn't in person for those though, so I sent in like a video message. So I won Content Creator of the Year in 2022, and then
wait, what? I did not know that. Congrats! I didn't know that.
I got the 3-peat, dude. And
Cool.
then I won a video essay at the last one. So I just sent in videos for those. And then for this third one, I was like, I really can't justify taking the trophy home. So
You're a
I let PJ
three-time
have that.
award-winning content creator.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah.
cool,
But
man.
I do have the little card that has our name on it. So that's
That's
sitting up
cool.
on my shelf over there. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But that was awesome. It was really cool to like have that experience of being there in the moment and like being a part of that award show environment.
Yeah.
So that was especially, I mean, the third one, but it was still like the most special because I got to like share in the moment with all the people that watched or listened to the podcast and voted for us. Like that was really nice.
We had a moment too because we met for the first time.
Yeah,
I love
right.
that. It's like I remember like people. We were sitting next to each other. I'm like, bro,
Yep.
I would love to have you on the show. What's your Discord?
Yeah.
Here's my number. Discord, please. And
Yeah.
here we are. So it's
Yeah.
just amazing how things just work out. So thanks again for being on the show,
course,
buddy.
dude. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. And
anytime.
it's like when it got, I had the Landy Lodge to my right. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah,
like
okay.
calming me down because I was almost having a nervous breakdown, bro. Because believe it or not, I'm just like, I don't want to win because I would have ran up and down the aisle. I would have like high-fived everybody, got it on stage, took my jacket off, swinging around my head. I would have acted a fool. I would have been sweaty, out of breath. And I just did not want to go through that. So when
that's
you
fair.
won, I was like, oh, thank God.
Right,
I
yeah.
took the
I can
biggest
feel,
sigh of
yeah.
relief.
Yeah, we were not prepared to win either. Like we were like, we don't have any speech planned. I like threw PJ to the wolves. I was like, you do the speech, bud. You got this. So yeah, I feel that. Like we were definitely like, do we want to win this right now? Like it's nervous. It's nerve-wracking, you know?
I feel like y'all sitting at the very edge was like the biggest was like the biggest clue.
We realized that afterwards. I was like, because I was watching the people that were in person that won, and I was like, you know what? They're all at the fucking edges, and like, 'cause it's for the easy access of getting in and out when you're going up to get the award. And I was like, oh man, me and PJ are right on the edge here. So that's when
Hanging
I
on the
started.
edge.
It was literally like at the category before us. I realized that. I was like, fuck. I think we might have to be going up here soon.
I had a
yeah, that's
speech
funny.
prepared just in case because my brain would have been scrambled on that stage. I would
Right,
not
yeah,
have
yeah,
even known my damn name, pretty much.
yeah.
So tell me about
For
like
sure.
what was day one? I mean, how early did you arrive?
We got there, so we were there the day before the actual start of the con. So we were there for like the pre-connect, which I actually we technically like properly met at the MDAs, but I actually remember I first ran into you at the what was it called? The milk market? When they did the pre-connect thing?
Yeah.
Like with the bar.
Yeah.
I remember that your food order got called, and a friend of yours was like, "Oh, where's Mo? I got to get him his food." And I was like, "Oh, I saw him over there." So like, I remember being like, "Hey, dude, I know we haven't met yet, but your food's over there." But then we
That's
actually got
amazing.
to talk properly after that. But yeah, I remember being there for that. That was like the highlight of that first day because that was really cool. That setup
yeah.
that they had there. All different types of foods, and like they had
So
that
good.
bar there. They had like games around for people to just kind of shoot the shit and play. And they had like the name tags. So I really got to meet and get to know a lot of people that I had only known as like screen names up until then. So that was awesome.
And so what was like day one, and like what you do after day 1 and 2 was done? What you do? Like did you go out and party? Did you go to your hotel? What'd you do?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the chronology. I definitely remember that rave night. I was not raving because that's like not 100% my scene. Like I'm a little too shy and nervous about like raving and stuff. But I was out on the terrace having a good time, getting some drinks. I know we went to the. I know a lot of people went to this Meow Wolf thing, which was like this kind of interactive art museum type thing.
Okay.
In Denver, that was really cool. That was a recommendation to PJ, and a lot of people from my circle and my patrons ended up going there. So after the MDAs, I had to catch a flight. What was that date? Was that the third day, right?
The
Was
third
the
day,
MDAs?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's and I was so bummed because they did like karaoke after that, and I was so sad that I missed all that. But I think basically every night I ended up going to that bar that was like on the corner of the hotel, the same street as the hotel, Bombshells. With the shout out to the Spaghettis who hosted the MDAs. They were there every night. Mike bought me a drink or two. Great guys. I was so excited to meet those guys as well. But yeah, Bombshells was like my spot. Like we were going there and having a good time after each of the main events today.
Okay. Yeah, I basically like went to this bar down the street almost every night with my friends there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And shout out to our mod Fozy for picking me up from the airport.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy.
Let's go.
Love you,
I
buddy.
got to meet Folsey as well. Great guy. Yeah.
I love Fozy Bear. I love everybody, but yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What did you think of the hotel? It was nice.
It was neat. Yeah, it was nice, and I liked how each floor had like a different theme to it. Ours was like a circus, I think. What was your hotel?
I don't remember.
theme?
I think it was like main character or something. I don't know, but it was main.
Okay.
Main character.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. I thought like especially the venue for the event was really like well prepared, and it was it was clean and safe, and like there was enough room for everybody. Like
Yeah.
that was the thing I was skeptical about, but I was like, well, like Cage Guides does not mess around with this kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be perfect. It really was. The opening dinner was great. Like they had
Yeah.
the buffet line that ran like surprisingly well. The terrace outside, like I mentioned, that was such a nice place if you wanted to like get away from the hustle and bustle and just get some air and chill out. Like,
Bro,
it was
that
such a nice
diner
venue.
down the street, Sam something.
Yeah.
That was the most delicious food I've had in a long time.
Yeah,
That was,
that
bro.
place was great. Yeah,
So
I was
good.
there too. I think I went there day 2 for breakfast. Yeah, and like just the walkability of everything too.
Yeah.
Like I heard because I wasn't at the Texas ones, but especially the last one, I heard that like it was kind of like isolated. Like it was hard to get to stuff from the venue. But with Denver, like we were walking to the pre-connect thing, we were walking to that diner, to like the marketplace area with all those shops. So yeah, there's just like the walkability of Denver and like the proximity to everything was fantastic.
And I remember like because when I think it was the day before day 1, me and Daxie and his other group of friends, we were like, so where's Reconnect being held at this hotel? We were trying to look for it. We went to I think the 3rd floor, but it was like we went to the 4th floor, but it was on the 3rd floor. And hallway into the ballroom, that blew my mind because Reconnect 2023 was just like this mini. You could fit 2 of those rooms in that ballroom. It was so much bigger. That hallway was a massive upgrade.
Yeah, because I saw the pictures and videos, but like I could not get a grasp of like the kind of space that they were dealing with for the last one. So I'm glad that it was like such a noticeable upgrade for this one.
Yeah. So my last question is something that you would like to be improved for the next Reconnect.
Interesting. I think, and they might have done this for the first 2, and maybe they cut it for just time reasons, but I think there is definitely an opportunity to have like an area or like a dedicated time or space for like playing like specific KH games, because like it's such a good opportunity for like these more obscure like like Chain of Memories GBA or like the original PSP to do Mirage Arena or Command Board, or I think Dream Drop had multiplayer stuff maybe.
Yeah.
I liked how they had events like the Rando Bingo was really cool, and the Melody of Madness with the music guessing. But I think like having this like an area for like, hey, we got GBAs and bring your GBAs and your copies of these older games, and we got link cables, we got PSPs. Like let's have this space to like do some of this kind of more obscure multiplayer KH stuff, because I did bring all my stuff, but like there was never really like a good place or time to like kind of set that up unless like you like splintered off and like found a group of people that wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So I think if they like made that a standardized part of the event, that could be pretty cool. Again, maybe they did that and they cut it, because I feel like I remember people talking about it, but that might have just been on their own accord and not like part of the schedule.
I want 4 days, man. I get why they do 3 days.
Yeah.
I get why
That
they do,
too.
because the last weekend it was also 3 days. But I get why they do, because it's got to be super expensive to reserve this place for 3 days.
And stressful.
Like I mean, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday would be perfect, because and that's why I arrived 2 days early. I arrived on Wednesday because the last weekend night I was only there for like 2 days. And I'm like, it went by way too fast.
I know.
But this one felt a lot longer, and I love that. But I get why they don't, and that's fine. So, Pat, my last question to ask you is, since a lot of your viewers are watching us right now, what is some of the upcoming content they can look forward to from you?
Yeah, so I have. I was talking to you this before we went live here. I did this survey, and this is like the third kind of video I've done in this series where it's inspired by this channel. Fiddler did it for Persona characters, and then Shafrillas did it for Mario characters, I think. Basically, like, you send out the survey. It says, "Hey, pick your 5 favorite things." Like they did characters for those franchises. I did that for Kingdom Hearts a couple months ago. I did it again for the Cage Worlds, and now this time I'm doing everyone's favorite fights in the series.
Nice.
So people are submitting their 5 favorite, not even just like boss fights, but like any kind. Like it could be a cutscene battle, it could be like a mob fight. Like obviously, like Thousand Heartless is a big one that's getting a lot of votes. So currently, I am going through the results for that, and I'm going to be making a video like that. That could be out. It might take a bit to get that one done, but that's the current one in production. I would anticipate we'll be seeing that in September. Godspeed, hopefully, God willing. But yeah, that's the next main project from me. So I'm having fun working on that. I hope people.
Amazing. Well, you'll have that to look forward to, so stay tuned for that. So now we're gonna wrap things up with the fan favorite section of the show, called Top 10 Questions on Motown Downtown.
Let's do it, dude.
10 questions. You got the questions. Top 10 questions. I got the answers. Top 10 questions. Better get your answers ready.
Where I will ask my guests 10 questions, courtesy of Inside the Actors Studio. So, Pat, are you ready?
All right. Let's do it, dude.
All right, so my first question is, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word? Now, is this lightning round? Like, do I have to, like,
go at your own pace?
I love the word, cacophony.
All right, I like that.
Yeah, a lot of discordant noises. Yeah, cacophony. That's mine.
I like that. So, what is your least favorite word?
Oh God, anonymity. It's so hard to say. It was a miracle that I pulled it off just now. To be anonymous, anonymity. Terrible word.
Alrighty. So, what makes you happy?
I'm gonna be cringe. My fiance, love of my life. She is, such a ball of sunshine, and I met her through doing all this YouTube stuff. So, didn't have Kingdom Hearts, I wouldn't have her. So, shout out to Tetsuya Nomura for getting me my love life.
You love to hear it. So, what makes you upset?
People who think Terra is dumb. He's not dumb. He's a beefcake who can do no wrong. He is a Chad in my book forevermore. That makes me mad, Mo.
A himbo, if you will.
Yes, himbo with the heart of gold, absolutely.
Perfecto, yeah. So, what sound or noise do you love?
What sound or noise? I'm gonna go with the Monstro Field theme from KH1, A Very Small Wish, my favorite composition in the Kingdom Hearts series. Love that track.
Amazing. So, what sound or noise do you hate?
Ooh, what sound or noise do I hate? I'm gonna go with Skyward Striker, the KH3 King of Toys battle theme. I think it's such a disaster.
I believe
That's mine.
All right, so regular Pat, what is your favorite curse word?
Oh, it's got to be fuck. I mean, there's just no. It's so versatile. I mean, I think anybody that's saying anything else is not truly considering the power of the F-bomb.
Yeah, nothing is better.
Bomb for a reason.
Yeah, nothing is better than a good fuck. Just saying.
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
So, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh my God. In a past life, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I did a bit of stand-up in high school.
I can see that.
I always want attention, so that was the original avenue that I wanted to pursue for that. So yeah, maybe if this all goes to shit, I'll look back into that one.
So what profession would you not like to attempt?
Oh God. Well, I can tell you the worst job I've had was a customer service rep for Social Security.
Oof.
That is a rough one. I would do anything to avoid going back to that. Assuming we're talking about things that I have not yet done. As a kid, I really wanted to be an astronaut, and as the older I got, I was like, that is fucking ridiculous. Like, there's just no shot not only am I lack the intelligence, but like I lack the gumption. I can never go to space. I hardly want to leave the East Coast. I mean, that's out of the question. So astronaut, I'll go with.
Gotcha. So the last question is, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I want him to say, dude, I loved that video that you did explaining how KH1 might be better than KH2 in some aspects. that would make my my afterlife. That would make the rest of my ethereal existence for God to be KH1 pilled.
One more round of applause, please, for our amazing guest, Regular Pat. I gotta say, man, like this whole show was amazing, but the way you answered all 10 of those questions, the flow you had was the best I've seen ever. So thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Appreciate
So
it,
I'm gonna look for a friend to raid. So how about some parting words for the audience?
Well, first of all, Mo, thank you so much again for having me.
Yeah.
I love getting to guest on stuff like this. Get to, talk about, stuff that I'm not regurgitating every day on Twitch on my own channel. If you do want to check me out, I've got obviously my stuff on YouTube, Regular Pat on basically every social, stream 3 times a week on Twitch. And follow Mo Chocolate. What
Please.
are you doing if you're not? I mean, if you're watching, you probably already are. But if you haven't, rectify that and get the job done, dude. Thank you so much again, Mo.
Thank you. Okay, /raid. And let's see if this works. Okay, perfect. It's working. Yes. So you, Pat, will get to decide the raid message. What is going to be the raid message?
I'm going to say... Should it be like, I want to do like a pun on Motown. Can you like workshop this with me? Like how can we like fuse Regular Pat and Motown Downtown into like something?
Motown Pat Town.
I like Motown Pat Town. Yeah.
Motown Pat Town. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Motown Pat Town. Boom. Fit so well.
Yeah.
And can we get one more shout out, please, for our guest, Regular Pat, please? But yeah, thanks, man. This will go on YouTube after we're done. But thank you again for coming out, man. This was a lot of fun. This is why I do this, man. It's so much fun to do with friends. It really is.
Absolutely. And thank you again so much for having me. I thought it was a great time. You're a great interviewer.
Yeah, and thank you also to G Meister, Fruiton, God Vodka, Jackie M, Brimmy, and Captain Bacon 69 for the follow. We got 6 new followers in one day. Thank you all so much.
All of those names. They're all legends. But
y'all have a fantastic weekend. I will be back on Tuesday for more Twitch streaming. And when's the next time you will be live?
I'll be live tomorrow. I'm playing.
There we go.
3 all pro codes. So if you want to watch me struggle against the Caribbean fights, that's what I'll be doing tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, y'all have a good night, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye, folks.